First, I'll discuss some questions related to periodic table, and then we'll start a new topic, which is about the metals. Argon is unreactive noble gas. Explain why the argon is unreactive. What's the reason for that? Why the argon is unreactive or does not react?
Because it's a noble gas.
You already mentioned it's a noble gas. You cannot mention that same thing again. Why it is?
Because it contains 8 outermost electrons.
It has complete outer shell. Then give one use of argon. Yeah, it's used in a light works. That's right. Question number 2. For each of the following, give the name of an element from period 2. Means the element you can select. You can use a periodic table. From lithium to neon, you can name these elements. Like the elements, it will be lithium, then beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and at the last neon will be there. So it's Li, Be, B boron, then carbon will be there, then nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon. So these are the second period elements. And element may be used once, more than once, or not at all. So you can use the element one time, or you can use more than once, or not at all. An element which is gaseous at room temperature. Which element is gas at room temperature? Which element is gas at room temperature? Yeah, so you can write oxygen. You can mention nitrogen. You can mention oxygen. You can mention fluorine, or you can mention neon. This is having 4 possible answers because nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon, all of them exist as a gas at room temperature. The second one, an element which form an oxide that is reacted in photosynthesis. An element that form an oxide that is so carbon, right? Next, an element that is a product of photosynthesis. Which element is a product of photosynthesis? Yeah, that's right, oxygen. I'm writing in short, but in exam you have to write complete, like instead of oxygen, you're not supposed to write O, you should write complete oxygen. An element that makes up approximately 78% by volume of air. 78% of volume of air. Yeah, that's correct, nitrogen. An element which has atoms, an element which has atoms with full outer shell electrons. Yeah, that's right, neon. An element which exists as both diamond and graphite. Which element is present in both diamond and graphite? Yeah, that's right, carbon. Because allotropes, diamond and graphite are allotropes of carbon. The regular arrangement is different, like hexagonal ring is there in graphite, whereas diamond is having a tetrahedral geometry. An element that reacts vigorously with cold water. It means fast, quickly it react, violent reaction. Vigorous, explosive, violent. So group 1 element, because group 1 elements are highly reactive, so they can have a vigorous reaction with or react vigorously with. So lithium is a group 1, Li is the answer. A soft metal which is stored in oil. Group 1 metal are soft and they should be stored in oil, because if we left them in air, they can react with the atmosphere, the oxygen which is present in the atmosphere. So that's why Li is the answer. Is it clear? Okay, in this question, an ionic equation is given, question number 3. When a chlorine is bubbled through an aqueous solution of potassium iodide, a redox reaction take place. Just 2 minutes, I will return. 2 minutes. Okay, when chlorine is bubbled through an aqueous solution of potassium iodide, a redox reaction take place. Redox basically oxidation or reduction refers to loss or gain of electron. We'll discuss that later. But the main question is, state the color change you expect in this reaction. Start color. What will be the start color? Because first you have potassium iodide, which is aqueous. So when I say I have aqueous potassium iodide, it contains potassium ion, because when something is aqueous, the substance will dissociate into ion. It has potassium ion and iodide ion. And I told you these iodide, chloride, bromide, they all are colorless. Potassium metal, that's what lilac is, a color of the flame. When you burn a compound which contains potassium, it will give a lilac color. But if you have a solution which is aqueous potassium iodide, so it contains potassium ion and it contains iodide ion, and both ions are colorless. So what is the appearance of this solution? The appearance of this solution will be colorless. So start color will be colorless or no color. Then when you bubble, it produces iodine molecule. I told you when iodine molecule is produced, I give you colors of iodine. Iodine in aqueous solution, if it is concentrated, it will be brown, and if it is dilute, it will be yellow. But in the question, they did not mention whether it is dilute or concentrated. So both of the colors are acceptable. Like if one student write brown, that is right, correct. If another student write color yellow, that is also correct. Now iodine solid is a blue-black, but when iodine form in a solution, when this iodine form in the solution, I told you when iodine is aqueous or iodine molecule formed in a solution, it can be brown or yellow in color. If greater amount of iodine form, it should be brown, and if small amount of iodine form, it will be yellow. So the start color, it is colorless, and the end color, it will be brown or yellow. Both are acceptable. Why? Because in the question they did not mention that you have a higher concentration of iodine produced or lower concentration. The start color of a chlorine gas is yellow. That's right, Afif. But we have to find for a solution. When a chlorine is bubbled through an aqueous solution of potassium iodide, state the color change you expected or color change expected for this reaction. So originally the solution was colorless, and when you pass a bubble chlorine, the solution will turn brown. We are talking about the color of the solution. Why it is colorless? Because it's aqueous potassium iodide, a compound which contains ionic compound, which contain potassium ion and iodide ion. Potassium ion is colorless, iodide ion is also colorless. That is why originally the solution is colorless. But when you bubble chlorine, when you add chlorine gas to it, the final result is formation of a iodine molecule. If iodine molecule is formed in the solution, then it will be brown or yellow in color. Is it clear? How to identify the color of the solution? You have to check basically the ions which are present in the solution. Like when I say, if I say I have an aqueous copper sulfate solution, so instead of this, I have a copper sulfate solution. So if I say I have copper sulfate solution, then I have to check, because copper sulfate solution means it contains copper ion and it contains sulfate ion. Sulfate ions are colorless, copper ions are blue in color. So what will be the appearance of a solution? The appearance of the solution will be blue, because one ion is colorless. These negative ions, all the negative ions are colorless, like iodide ion is colorless, chloride ion is colorless, bromide ion is colorless, nitrate ion is colorless. So the solution color is mainly due to the positive ions. Sulfate ions are colorless. All these ions are colorless ions. Is it clear? Question number 3. Nickel, copper, and zinc are 3 consecutive elements in the periodic table. Nickel and copper are transition element. State 3 chemical properties of the transition metals. What are the properties of transition metal or transition element? State 3 properties of transition elements. But the question is chemical. When you say high melting or boiling point, it means that is refers to physical property. High melting and boiling point, density, these are physical properties, chemical properties. So these are the chemical properties. They can act as a catalyst. They have variable oxidation numbers and they can form colored compounds. Is it clear? So they can be used as a catalyst. They form colored compounds and they have variable oxidation number. Or less reactive, you can mention that, but better specify those properties. Move on to question number 5. The elements in group 7 are known as a halogen. Some halogens react with aqueous solution of halides. Complete the table by adding a tick to indicate when the reaction occurs and cross to indicate when there is no reaction. The first one, chlorine with potassium chloride, there is no reaction because if I have chlorine, always the more reactive halogen displaces the less reactive halogen. So what is the reactivity series of this halogen? I have fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. And as we go down, the reactivity decreases. So more reactive halogen displaces the less reactive halogen. So chlorine plus potassium iodide, will they react? Yes or no? Is there a reaction between? Yes, so it will react, so there will be tick. Bromine plus, so they will react, there will be a reaction. Bromine plus potassium chloride, KCl, will they react? Is there a reaction? They will not react. Why? Because bromine is less reactive. Bromine will not react with potassium chloride because bromine is less reactive, so it cannot displace chlorine from its compound. Next, bromine with potassium iodide. Is there a reaction? Bromine with potassium iodide. Because bromine is more reactive, so it will displace the non-metal. Yes, so there will be a tick. Iodine with potassium chloride. Iodine with potassium chloride. Will they react? Iodine with potassium chloride. There is no reaction here. Why? Because iodine is less reactive, it is not able to displace, so there is no reaction. And iodine with potassium bromide, again iodine is less reactive than bromine, so it cannot displace bromine from its compound. Yeah, the iodine will not react with any of the compounds, that's right. Next is write a chemical equation for reaction between chlorine and potassium bromide. So chlorine with potassium bromide, these group 7 elements, when they are in element state, they exist as a diatomic molecule. So chlorine will be Cl2, reacted with potassium bromide, KBr. Chlorine is more reactive, so it will displace bromine and it will form potassium chloride plus bromine, Br. Then you will balance the equation by substituting 2 before. So potassium, bromine, chlorine, all are balanced. Yeah, that's right, 2 KBr plus Cl2 gives 2 KCl plus Br2. In question 6, astatine is at the bottom of group 7. Use your knowledge of the property of halogen. So we have fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and at the bottom we have astatine. Use your knowledge of properties, predict the physical state of astatine. Fluorine is a gas, chlorine is a gas, bromine is a liquid, iodine is solid. What will be the state of astatine? State, like solid, liquid, or gas. So as you can see, first two are gases, then liquid, so definitely it should be a solid. yeah, density increases, so the substance is a solid. Definitely, the density of a solid will be higher than liquid, and liquid is higher than gas. That's right. Write a chemical equation for reaction between sodium and astatine. So how a sodium and astatine will react? Sodium is a metal, so metal exists as an atom. Plus astatine. Astatine is a group 7 element, so how they exist? They exist as a diatomic. Then what will be the formula for sodium astatine? So sodium is a group 1, so its valency is +1. Astatine is from group 7, so its valency is -1. So what will the formula of the product of sodium astatine? It will be NaAt. And then you will balance, because 2 astatine atoms are there, so you put 2 before, and now 2 sodium, so you'll put 2 before sodium. Is it clear? Question number 6. The first question was predict the physical state of astatine. As you go down the group, the first two are gas, then bromine is liquid, iodine is solid. So as you go down the group, the density increases. So as the density increases, so likely state of the astatine will be solid. And then the reaction, if you want to write a reaction between sodium and astatine, so sodium is a metal, that's why it is an atom. Astatine is a group 7 element, so they exist as a diatomic molecule. And the product sodium astatide, because sodium is group 1 plus 1, astatine group 7 minus 1. So the formula for the product will be NaAt. Now balance this equation, because 1 mark is for completing the equation and the second mark is for balancing. You have 2 astatine, so you put 2, so astatine is balanced. But what about sodium? Here you have 1 sodium and here you have 2 sodiums on the right. So you put 2 before sodium, so sodium is also balanced. So this equation is balanced in terms of astatine, in terms of sodium. Question number 7. 6 different atoms can be represented as follows. Answer the following question. Answer the following question. Using the atom from the list, each atom may be used once, more than once, or not at all. Select one atom from 6 shown which has exactly 7 protons. Which of them having a 7 protons? Yeah, 7 proton, because atomic number 7, so J is. Which has exactly 6 neutron. How to find the number of the neutron? When you subtract the atomic mass from atomic number, so you'll get the number of the neutrons. Yeah, that's right. E is the answer. Has more proton than neutron. Which of the element has more protons than neutrons? For D, because when you find for D, you can check. There are 2 protons, but when you find neutron, it is 3 minus 2, which is equals to 1. Next, has electronic structure 2,5, means it is having 7 electrons. Yeah, that's right. J is the correct answer. is an atom of element of group 7, which is an element of which is an atom of group 7 element.
J.
Not J, it's L.
How, Mr.?
Because it has 9 protons. So when you arrange 9, because if to be an atom, the number of the
Yes.
proton and number of electrons should be same. So if it has 9 protons, it will have 9 electrons. And when you arrange, so first shell, if this was a nucleus, if the first shell will have 2 electrons, the second shell will have 7 electrons. And number of electron in the outermost shell give the group number. So there are 7 electrons when you arrange. That's why the one which belongs to group 7 is L, not J. Next is an atom of noble gas. Means it has complete shell. Complete outer shell, which is an atom of noble gas. Yeah, D is the right answer because D will have 2 electrons, so it has complete shell because the first shell maximum can adjust 2 electrons. So whenever the shell is complete, the element does not react, we refer them as noble gas. Is it clear? Question 7. Okay, next. Question number 8. A student bubbled chlorine gas into a test tube containing an aqueous potassium bromide. Describe the color change seen in the test tube. So in the test tube, you have a test tube, and in this test tube, you have a solution of potassium bromide, aqueous potassium bromide.
This is the tests.
So a test tube contain an aqueous potassium bromide. So potassium ion and bromide ions are there. I told you group 1, 2, 3 ions, they are colorless, and bromide ion, all the non-metal ions are also colorless. So what is the original color? Originally it is colorless, does not have any color. When you bubble chlorine, when you add chlorine, chlorine is more reactive. So what will happen when chlorine will react with potassium bromide? Chlorine will displace this bromine, it will form potassium chloride plus bromine molecule. Whenever bromine molecule is formed, what is the appearance of the bromine molecule? Yeah, so it will turn, that's correct, it will be red-brown. So solution will turn into red-brown due to the formation of bromine molecule. So here it will be red-brown, and originally it was colorless. Is it clear? Then you have to write the ionic equation. So before writing an ionic equation, first you should write a full equation so that you can work out ionic equation. So if I write the full equation, I have chlorine, which reacted with potassium bromide. As a result, it gives potassium chloride plus bromine. The equation must be balanced, so we put 2 here and then we put. Then we'll mention the colors, then we'll mention the state. We bubble chlorine gas, so chlorine was a gas. Aqueous potassium bromide. Reaction will result in formation of aqueous because the water is there. So when water is there, it will produce an aqueous, and bromine is liquid. Now to write an ionic equation, first we write solid, liquid, and gas. So in this equation, we have chlorine on the left hand side is a gas, and bromine on the right hand side is a liquid. Then cancel the common ion in aqueous. So which ions are common? Potassium ions are common, so you can cancel out potassium ion. So what you're left with? You're left with 2 bromide ions, which are aqueous, and you're left with 2 chloride ions, which are also aqueous. So Cl2 plus 2Br gives Cl minus 2Cl minus 1 plus Br. Mention the states as well, so the aqueous and liquid. Why did the chlorine replaces the bromine? When you check for group 1 metal, group 7 elements, these are non-metals. So fluorine size is smaller than chlorine, chlorine size is smaller than bromine. So non-metal tend to gain electron. So chlorine is smaller in size as compared to bromine, so it can gain or take electron from bromide ion. That's why it displaces the bromine. The more reactive halogen always displaces the less reactive or least reactive halogen from its compound. So this is a 3-mark question in which you have to write an ionic equation with the states as well. Because I mentioned include the state symbols means whether they are solid, liquid, or gas.
नहीं अभी नहीं यार.
If you don't have any question, better keep your microphone mute so it will not create a noise. Okay, next question, question 10. Question 9 is actually related to other topics as well, like the metal topic, or we'll do only specific part. A gas which bleaches the damp litmus paper. Which gas can bleach the damp litmus paper? Yeah, chlorine will damp the land. If a damp litmus paper is there, chlorine has a tendency to bleach that. A gas which contribute to climate change. Calcium carbonate is a
Carbon dioxide.
But in the option there is no carbon dioxide. We have to select from the options which are there. Methane is the one. Sulfur dioxide, basically sulfur dioxide causes an acid rain. The main climate change here refers to a global warming. The methane, the factor at which the methane causes global warming is much higher. Like it's approximately 1,000 times more than the carbon dioxide. Like one molecule of methane has an effect to the environment almost 1,000 times more than the molecule of carbon dioxide. So methane was the right answer. But I told you, you will most of the other parts are related to when topics you will learn later related to air and extraction of the metal. That's why I did not discuss the whole class. Complete the table. The first row has been done for you. What will be the number for B here? If it's no charge is there, it means the number of the proton electron should be same. That's 11. That's right. How many protons will be here and see? Then electronic structure means arrangement of electrons. So there are 18 electrons you want to arrange. So it will be 2, 8, 8. The first shell 2, second shell 2, and the third shell 2. There are 18 electrons. You have to arrange electron number, not the proton. Now what will be the charge on this particle? Positive, negative, or 0? It contains 18 electrons and 17 protons. There are more electrons than, yeah, that's right, it will be -1. It's not 0, it should be -1. Why -1? Because when an element contains more electrons than proton, then it should be negatively charged. If it contains more proton than electron, it should be positively charged. And if the number of the electron and proton are same, then there is no charge in that. Next, give 2 particles from the table which are isotopes. Isotopes means they have same proton number but different neutron number. So A and B are the isotopes of each other. Element Z in the same group of the periodic table as A, and A is less reactive, identify Z. Element A and Z are in the same group or same periodic table, same group of the periodic table, and element A is less reactive, and element Z is less reactive than element A. So basically, what will be the position? If I say this is a group 1 element, we know it's a group 1 element because it contains 1 electron in the outermost shell. So element A is here. What will be the position? They mentioned that Z is less reactive, so that should be above or below. That should be up. Why? Because as we go down the group, the reactivity increases for group 1. So this A is actually sodium.